What is up, everybody? Demo the Warrior here with Austintheartist, bringing you another one of our goddamn highly anticipated wrestling reviews.
Yep. Hello.
And tonight we are reviewing the most recent NXT Takeover show, which was NXT Takeover Vengeance Day. I don't know why they didn't call the show Takeover
Valentine's Day Massacre.
That or Takeover Valentine's Day, because it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way.
Yeah, we were stuck watching Takeover.
Yep, a couple of lonely neckbeard brethren watching NXT Takeover. But, so, we are gonna get this kicked off. I did not see the beginning of the show because I had to go pick up my dog and I was gone for longer than I thought I was gonna be, so I'll let Austin kick it off.
Well, I'll take over for now. The pre-show kind of sucked. The only thing that happened was Eli Drake debuted because he signed with the company.
Yes, sir.
I know he's freaking LA Knight. Don't even, try to... I'm calling him Eli Drake whether you like it or not. Just like freaking MSK, I'm calling them Zachary Wentz and Desmond Xavier.
Yeah.
Okay? Your thoughts on that demo?
Well, was he in Impact before this? Because I don't watch Impact.
He was in Impact in about 2017, and then he went to NWA.
Oh. Well, I've never watched NWA. I don't know how you watch NWA, so...
YouTube.
I do remember him as Eli Drake in Impact, and I didn't really care for him, and I don't really care for him now. So, I mean, we'll see if he's good in NXT, but with a name like LA Knight, I don't know.
I don't know either. And next was they started the show off with the Women's Dusty Classic finals. It was a decent match. It was Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez versus Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. I like Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai, and I like Ember Moon. I don't, in fact, like Shotzi Blackheart. So, you know... Oh, by the way, whoever wins this gets a shot against Nia and Shayna, because...
Yep.
If they wanted to torture the NXT roster, they just, do that. So...
Yep. So now, Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota won this match, so now that means they get to face Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the women's tag team titles. I don't know when, I don't know where, if it's going to be at the Chamber, if it's going to be at Mania, I don't know. Or if maybe even Fastlane, good God, I don't know.
Oh, dear Lord.
I know Dakota and Raquel probably ain't going to win, I'll tell you that.
Probably not.
And if they do, I think they would look good with the titles, but I don't know if that would mean Dakota and Raquel are on the main roster or not, because those titles haven't been defended in NXT in I don't know how long now, since Sasha and Bayley were doing it. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, congratulations to them. They're the team I wanted to win, because now finally freaking Dakota Kai has done something in her freaking career. It's about time.
Yeah.
Finally. Jesus Christ. It's been a year since she turned heel, and she's done nothing.
Well, she had one title match and lost it. So. And then... the next match was my bathroom break match, so I missed half of it.
And this is the match where I started watching.
Yeah, so you can go in detail because I didn't really care for it.
Well, I didn't see the beginning of the match. I came about halfway through the match.
I didn't either.
So when I came in, it was Johnny Gargano versus Kushida for the North American Championship, and it was just kind of an match. Like they were giving each other a good fight, and you could tell it was a grueling match, but at the same time it was just like you just couldn't care about this match. Like, you couldn't care if Johnny won or if Kushida won, and like they just kept doing submission after submission and like flip after flip, Hurricane Rana, like dive, like that's mostly what they were doing.
Actually, I do have something to say about this match.
Oh, now you want to say
Kushida.
something?
No,
Okay.
Kushida. Please, I beg of you. Stop wearing jeans. Get some gear. Please. Please. I beg of you. You can't be the Japanese Dean Ambrose. I won't have it, okay? I won't have it.
Oh, he's not the Japanese Dean Ambrose. He's the Japanese Elias.
Same there. Go on.
He said,
That's all I needed to say.
Austin's just mad that Kushida changed his gear to skinny jeans, and for no reason really. Kushida looks weird in skinny jeans for one, but like Austin's just so mad at it because Austin can't fit in a pair of skinny jeans. So
No. That is not the case. I just think if you're a wrestler, you shouldn't be wearing skinny jeans. You're a professional wrestler, not a goddamn somebody that walked off the sidewalk.
But yeah. So this match, it was basically like Kushida does some kind of big move. Johnny kicks out. Then Johnny does some kind of big move. Kushida kicks out. Then they go back and forth. Then someone jumps off the top rope with something, and then like Kushida put Johnny in his finisher like 5 times, and Johnny just kept getting out of it and getting out of it. He put him in an armbar. He put him in the hoverboard lock, and he just kept doing it over and over and over. And Johnny kept getting out of it. And then Johnny nailed I guess you would call it slingshot DDT on the weird like entrance stage connecting to the ring thing that AEW has and Impact had at one point. I don't know why all of a sudden NXT has it now, but he hit Kushida with that on there. He rolled him into the ring and then hit him with another slingshot DDT, and Johnny Gargano got the 3 count to retain the North American Championship.
Yep, that was basically it.
And Austin just told me how much he did not care about this match, how he didn't want either of these guys to be champion.
I did. I gotta be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. Like, who... I don't like Johnny Gargano. I think he's overrated. I always have. And if Kushida would actually wear a proper professional wrestling gear, you know, it would be better, but no. He's wearing goddamn skinny jeans.
Well, up next...
Makes him look like the freaking Asian dudes from freaking, Two Broke Girls.
Oh my god.
That's what it makes him look like.
But, up next, we had the finals of the men's Dusty Tag Team Classic. It was the Grizzled Young Veterans of Zach Gibson and James Drake versus MSK. I don't remember their WWE names, so I'm just going to go with Zachary Wentz and Desmond Xavier.
That's all you gotta say. People will know.
This match was a lot better than the Johnny Kushida match. This match had a way better flow. The Grizzled Young Veterans they're kind of but I think this was a really good match. MSK is really good. I like MSK. Yeah. Austin was telling me before this match.
He was on the fence on MSK before the match.
So Austin told me before this match, he was like, oh, MSK, they do flippy doos, but they don't do it that much, and oh, they're all right. They can be serious wrestlers. And then freaking, it was mostly Desmond Xavier he did a spot where he did 3 backflips just to hit a kick to the head.
Okay. I gotta be honest. They did not do that on NXT TV. They did not do that much flips. I'm serious. Either they were pulling it out for goddamn Takeover, or they just somehow watched a goddamn Young Bucks match. But I don't know which they did.
But nevertheless, there was some flips in this match, but it was a good match. It was a good match. It was a great tag team match.
I like to call them some people that can do condensed flips. It's like an RVD thing. You could do flips, but just don't do so many to where I want to punch my TV screen.
Yeah, just don't. It's like in SpongeBob how they said nobody wants to be a Squidward. Well, in wrestling terms, nobody wants to be a Ray Phoenix.
Nobody wants to be a Young Buck. Except for the Young Bucks, because they're up their own freaking.
I'd be curious to see what would happen if you actually got to talk to the Young Bucks one day. I wonder what you would say.
I would say some things.
But MSK won this match. There was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of double teaming by the Grizzled Young Veterans, obviously the heel team. There's one kind of diving spot that was kind of dumb, where Zach Gibson had Desmond Xavier on his shoulders, and then James, whatever the bumblefuck, he did a dive and like clotheslined Desmond Xavier off Zach Gibson's shoulders and made him flip. He could have landed on his neck from that. And
yeah,
then,
it's a dangerous move. I think that when I watched it back and thought of it, that's the reason why I don't really like the Grizzled Young Veterans. Because for one, that move, and I remember after the match, I didn't tell you this, but I was thinking of the Mustache Mountain match and how many dangerous moves they pulled off in that match.
Oh yeah. So once he did that, for some reason, like Desmond Xavier wasn't even the legal man. Zachary Wentz was the legal man, and they left Desmond Xavier laying on the outside, and then Zach Gibson just stood on the outside for a minute. For I don't know why, he just stood out there. He kind of looked like an idiot just standing there. I don't know why he did that. Austin pointed it out to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, why the fuck is he like getting in the ring? Like, what the fuck are you doing? But in the end of this, MSK they hit their finisher on, was it who'd they hit it on?
They hit it on, I'm trying to think. I think it was Gibson.
Yeah, so they hit it on Gibson, and MSK gets the 3 count, and they are the winners of the Dusty Cup Classic of 2021. So that means
they've only been signed since January. So like I was telling Demo, that's like a mega push.
Yeah. So this also means that they're getting a NXT tag team title match, right?
Yes.
All right. So that was that match. And then up next we had Austin's favorite match of the night, which was the triple threat NXT Women's Championship match. Io Shirai defended against Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez.
Alright. I was looking forward to this match. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
If they wouldn't have done what they did. So, I was hoping for Mercedes Martinez. Because I've seen Io Shirai. Demo's even said it, even though he loves Io Shirai.
Mm-hmm.
She has beaten everybody.
Yeah,
if she's going to win, I said if she's going to win, have her pin Toni Storm. What did they do? They had her pin Mercedes Martinez. The person that deserves the push. The person that deserves the championship. The person that I think should have won it. But yet a second time, this is the second time that this has happened with the Io Shirai match. I thought Dakota Kai should have won it back at TakeOver 30. Nope, they didn't pull the trigger on that. I thought the Mercedes Martinez should have won here. Nope, they didn't pull the trigger on that. So what are they supposed to pull it on? I heard rumors about Taya Valkyrie, but they're not gonna. They're already mega pushing freaking Eli Drake and MSK. They're not going to push another new signee.
I don't know. But, so before the match even started, I wanted to talk about this. So, they're making their entrances, and this was the first time I watched a Mercedes Martinez match. I know she was in the Mae Young Classic, and she was also in the All Out Battle Royal for AEW. Um, but this is my first time actually watching a match of her. She's pretty good. She reminds me of Shayna Baszler, and I feel like in NXT they're gonna try to make her the new Shayna Baszler since they fucked Shayna Baszler really bad on the main roster. Um, but her entrance is what I got a problem with. Now Shayna Baszler, when she comes out, Shayna Baszler at least has a good theme song, and she comes out looking like a badass. Mercedes Martinez, like, the lights go out, then they come back on, and then she just walks out with like a generic. It looks like, I told Austin, I was like, it looks like one of those like generic superstar entrances from 2K. Like it looks like female superstar 5 is what her entrance looks like. Like her entrance, like her theme song was like nothing. Like just her entrance, like she didn't seem like a badass. It just felt like, oh, I'm just walking out. Like I feel like she needs a little bit more oomph to her. Like a little more of like, hey, this person's a fucking badass. You don't want to mess with this person. Like I feel like she's lacking that, especially with her entrance. Um, as far as Tony Storm goes, same old Tony Storm. I was never really that big of a fan of Tony Storm. She's good. I know she was NXT UK Women's Champion for a while, but I was never really into Tony Storm. But she's good. Io Shirai, probably my favorite women's wrestler in WWE, give or take, because sometimes Sasha Banks is in that spot. It really depends, but um, Io Shirai comes out. I figured she was gonna have maybe some kind of special entrance, but she really didn't. She just came out, typical Io Shirai entrance. I will say though, she was looking really good in that red gear, but nevertheless, Io Shirai came out, NXT Women's Champion, looking good as always. Um, but yeah, the entrance of Mercedes Martinez just really bugged me because like she has a good look, she's a good wrestler, she seems like she can be like that really intimidating, like badass Shayna Baszler style person. It's just like the way she comes off, at least right now, it doesn't seem like she's there yet. If you know what I mean. Like it seems like they need to
Yeah.
build her up more, and she needs to get more into that character. But uh,
But then again, who are they gonna put against Io? They're having Raquel go for the tag titles.
yeah, so
She's the only one that's pinned her.
The EO situation is EO. The problem with it is EO's far from a bad wrestler. She's one of the best wrestlers they have employed, and she's not. She hasn't been a bad women's champion either. But the problem is that she's beaten everybody in the NXT Women's Division. You look at her run so far. She beat Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley in the triple threat match at In Your House. Then she beat Rhea Ripley. Then she beat Dakota Kai, Tegan Nox, Shotzi Blackheart. She beat uh, Dakota Kai. She beat Rhea Ripley again. Now she's beaten Tony Storm and Mercedes Martinez and Candice LeRae. So it's like you objectively look at her run. It's been a really good run, a better run than I thought she was ever going to have in NXT. But at the same time, it's like, who the hell is she going to face next? Because they don't have anybody else besides. The only person I could think of is Raquel Gonzalez, and the reason I think of Raquel Gonzalez is because in the War Games match at Takeover War Games, Raquel Gonzalez pinned Io Shirai to win the match. So I figured they would do at least something with that, but no. Now they're gonna have Dakota Kai and Raquel go after Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the pointless women's tag team titles. So the problem now, don't get me wrong, I was happy that Io won. I always love to see Io win, and I love Io as champion. The problem is, like, I just don't know who she's going to face next. The only thing I can think, the only other person that she hasn't faced yet that I would like her to face is Ember Moon, but I don't know, since Ember Moon is in this whole thing with Shotzi Blackheart. I don't know. So I guess because they're not gonna give freaking Caden Carter or Casey Catanzaro a title shot. There ain't no way they're giving either of
No,
them a
they're
title shot.
not.
And like it's like outside of that, who else is EO gonna face? That's the main
Nobody.
problem.
No, there's like legit nobody.
And like as far as the other two in the match go, with Mercedes Martinez taking the pin, she should not have taken the pin. It should have been Toni Storm, because Toni Storm is already an established name. Like I said, she was NXT UK Women's Champion, and she's been on NXT for a little bit now. But the Toni Storm that we have, that was a thick ass mic cut, but the Toni Storm that we have now isn't anything like the Toni Storm we had before. And I know she is on this whole thing about, oh, this Toni Storm is going to be different than before.
I'll be right back. Hold it down.
Alright. So, basically, now Toni Storm is heel technically, or at least she was in War Games. But this Toni Storm just doesn't feel on the same level. Like, it just kind of feels like, it like when I see her, it's like, oh, it's Toni Storm, and she doesn't feel like anything special. At least in NXT UK, like when I saw Toni Storm, I was like, oh, that's the UK Women's Champion Toni Storm, and like that's the top woman over there. That's how I looked at her. But now I just look at her as like, oh, that's Toni Storm, and I don't feel anything special towards her. When I look at Rhea Ripley, I'm like, oh, that's Rhea fucking Ripley. When I look at Io Shirai, I'm like, that's the women's champion, Io fucking Shirai. When I look at people like Dakota Kai, I'm like, oh, that's fucking Dakota Kai. She'll kick your fucking head off. Even though I wish they would do more with Dakota Kai, because it's fucking criminal that she's been there since 2017. Dakota Kai has been there since 2017. Pretty much 4 or 5 years she's been there already. Hasn't been on the main roster, hasn't won a single championship, and most of her career in WWE has been loss after loss after loss. And I thought when they turned her heel against Tegan Nox, and when they put Raquel with her, I thought that they were going to immediately boost Dakota to the top. And she did get a women's title match at Takeover. Takeover 30 against Io Shirai. And I was rooting for Dakota to win that match because I really wanted her to win something, but they didn't give it to her, and I was like, okay, well, maybe they're just testing Dakota out, saying, hey, we'll give her a title shot, see how she does in a title match, or whatever. But since then, Dakota has just, like, everything they've done is pretty much Dakota always losing, and they pushed Raquel way more than they have Dakota. Like, you look at it, Raquel is the one who pinned Io Shirai and won War Games. Raquel has been most of the reason why they won the Dusty Tag Team Classic for the women. Like, Raquel had that whole rivalry with Rhea Ripley when Dakota Kai was just her sidekick. And it's supposed to be the other way around. Raquel is supposed to help Dakota get to the top. People compared it to, like, Shawn Michaels and Diesel, kind of. It was supposed to be like that. But now it feels like Raquel is the main one and Dakota's just off to the side. And I get why, kind of, because Raquel is like this big like force. Like she's this big woman and she can do all these things, and they see potential in Raquel. I see potential in Raquel, but I don't want them to just forget about Dakota, because Dakota is supposed to be the main person here. When you're talking about Dakota and Raquel, like, Dakota is supposed to be the main person of that group, and she enlisted the help of Raquel so Dakota could get what she claims she deserves. That was the whole reason they put them together. But now they're just mainly focusing on Raquel, and that's why I think Raquel will probably be the next one to face Io. I don't know, but like, it just really sucks that, and this is off topic from the match, but it just really sucks that Dakota Kai has done nothing. Like, even when she turned heel against Tegan Nox, she has done nothing. She hasn't amounted to anything. She's gotten wins here or there, but it's like she's done nothing. She hasn't won anything. more often than not she loses, and Dakota just, like, even though she's heel, she still feels like the same old Dakota Kai, that it's just like, oh, it's Dakota Kai, she's nothing special. She's just a member of the roster. Like, she's not standing out right now.
Alright, I'm
And
back.
and when she turned heel, she finally stood out, but then they did nothing with Dakota Kai, and it's just criminal that Dakota Kai has been there since 2017 and she hasn't won a single championship, and she's
Yeah.
only been on NXT, and it just sucks. But back to the match we're talking about, is just with people on the roster like that, like Io has beaten everybody. So I don't know what they're gonna do with Io Shirai next, because they had her winning this match. The way she won in this match was, I think, either Tony Storm or Mercedes Martinez had one of each other in like a submission or something, and
It
Io.
was Tony Storm that had the submission.
So Tony Storm had Mercedes Martinez in a submission, and then Io does the moonsault off the top rope, pins Mercedes Martinez to win and retain the women's title. Like I said, she should have pinned Tony Storm, because you just brought Mercedes Martinez in. You don't want her losing already. And if you want to build her up as this badass chick who's eventually going to take the title off of Io, you don't have Io pin the freaking woman. I don't understand that.
Nah.
And I mean, there's other stuff that happened during this match. Io went for a springboard moonsault on the outside, and I don't understand why all these people keep going for all these dives on the outside when they know how close the barricade and the plexiglass is, and they hit it every single time. And I don't understand why they try to do all that. And then, like, don't get me wrong, I love Io Shirai, but, like, I don't know why she has to do all these, like, depth-defying spots. Like, she jumped off the War Games cage in the trash can, and then now,
In your house set.
yeah, that too. And now in this, um, she climbed the scaffolding that was around the ring, and then did like a 20-foot something crossbody onto Tony Storm and Mercedes Martinez. And I'm just like I get, oh, it's a big spot in the match, but I don't know why Io has to keep taking big risks like that. But it's whatever. Io Shirai retains her title. I'm happy that she retained, because I love Io Shirai, but at the same time, Mercedes Martinez should not have eaten the pin. It should have been Tony Storm. The only thing I can think of is maybe their thought process is next they're going to do Io Shirai versus Tony Storm one on one. Maybe, I guess. I don't know. Well, I guess Austin's gone again, so now I'll talk about the main event. So after this match, oh yeah, well, Austin's not here right now, so I can't talk about this, but, well, I guess I'll talk about it. So they had a promo thing.
I'm
Uh,
back. Back.
about time. So they had this promo thing. I'm glad you're here because we can talk about this now. They had this promo thing for Cameron Grimes.
Um,
So you want to talk about this, Austin? Because this was your favorite segment.
no, it was not. In fact, I didn't even put the Cameron Grimes in the thumbnail because he wasn't worthy anymore. They ruined Cameron Grimes. God dang it. He's doing this whole thing where he has money now, and because he did the GameStop freaking stocks, why? Why?
Because, Austin, you just don't understand the creative genius of Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Road Dogg, Jesse James, and William Regal.
Just move on. Just move on. Oh, freaking.
So then we had the main event. Finn Balor defends his NXT championship against Pete Dunne. This was a brutal match. Any match with Pete Dunne and Finn Balor is a brutal match, especially this new Finn Balor. So this was a brutal match. It was a hard-hitting match. These guys they were pretty much doing the same thing Balor and O'Reilly did, just hard hits, going at each other. Um, why don't you talk about it a little bit, Austin? I've been talking for a while because you keep leaving. I guess not. I guess I'll keep talking. So, um,
Alright. So, freaking Finn Balor, Pete Dunne. It was actually a pretty good match. There was a lot of finger stuff with Pete Dunne, like usual. A lot of
Hmm.
holds. Finn Balor at one point took Pete Dunne's mouthpiece out of his mouth
Oh yeah. And
and
I was
then
like,
kicked
Finn,
him
why
right
would
in
you
the
do that?
teeth.
That's COVID, Finn.
I know, but freaking that happened. Finn.
Fucking Balor
It was
running.
predictable that Finn was gonna win. It was predictable that Finn was gonna win.
Yeah, I didn't think Finn was dropping the title.
Like
No
who
titles
thought
changed
Pete
hands tonight.
Dunne? Yeah, none changed hands.
I feel like this is just kind of a transitional show. Like, just like since no titles changed hands, this was just to wrap up the Dusty Classic, and I feel like this was just another show for them to get through, really.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the chambers. I assume there's gonna be like a title change at the chamber. Maybe what if they actually do Dakota and Raquel versus Sheena and Nia at the chamber?
I mean,
I didn't even think about that.
I want to say I hope they win, but I don't know. I mean, it could be a fast lane too.
True, but I mean the chambers next weekend, legit.
Yeah,
So
but so Finn retained his title in this match. He beat Pete Dunne. Uh, I don't remember what he beat him with because I was
it
like
was the
I was in this match.
1916.
I was in this match, but I was also out of this match at the same time.
It was a combination of a baseball or not baseball drop kick, but like a drop kick,
Hmm.
to right to the mouth because of the whole COVID thing, and then coup de grace or coup de grace, however you want to say it.
Coupe de Grease.
Some people say coup de grace. I'm not even joking. And then a freaking
Coupe de Grease.
1916, 1, 2, 3. There is some crazy people that call it coup de grace. I'm not even joking.
Oh my god. So yeah, Finn retained after the match. Finn's celebrating, then all of a sudden, Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan, the tag team champions, they come out and Pete Dunne, Lorcan, and Burch start attacking Finn Balor for because they're enemies, and they're just beating Finn Balor down. All of a sudden, you hear "Shock the System," and here comes Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly. I don't know where Bobby Fish was or what happened to Bobby Fish, but
He's probably nursing his back in the retirement home. I'm sorry, Bobby. You're 44. Like,
maybe. But so O'Reilly, Fish, and I'm not O'Reilly, Cole, and Strong come out. They fend off Dunn, Birch, and Lorcan. They send them to the back, and then Kyle O'Reilly helps Finn Balor up, and he's talking to him, saying how he respects him and everything. And it looks like Finn is about to join the Undisputed Era, and the Undisputed Era starts doing their taunt, and Finn goes to do the shotgun taunt, and then Adam Cole super kicks Finn Balor for whatever reason, and then Kyle O'Reilly starts getting in Adam Cole's face. He's like, "What the hell's wrong with you? Why'd you do that?" And then Adam Cole super kicks Kyle O'Reilly, and then Roderick Strong's just standing there like he doesn't even know what to do. And
uh,
then because I thought he was gonna kick Adam, not Adam. I thought he was gonna kick Roderick Strong too, but he didn't. So then Adam Cole gets out of the ring and walks up the stage, leaving Kyle O'Reilly and Finn Balor laying, and then Roderick Strong just standing in there like a lost child. And that's how
he
Takeover Vengeance Day
he was
went off
looking
the
for
air.
Marina Shafir and his kid because he was so lost.
I guess so. But yeah, so that's how Vengeance Day went off the air. So yeah, what's your all encompassing thoughts of the show, Austin? What would you say it is? Like,
Well, let's see. I only hated two matches, which is actually shocking because usually I like every match. Or not every match. Usually, at least I like all but one match on an NXT show.
I mean, there's
Um,
another thing we didn't bring up of like in the women's title match, like at least from when I was watching it, like most of the match was like the way this match seemed, it was like most of the match was Mercedes Martinez and Tony Storm wrestling, because
Yeah,
they kept taking Io out, but also Io was the one going for the big spots. But most of the triple threat was Tony Storm, Mercedes Martinez, and then like they would do like one would hit a move, boom, other hit a move, boom, they would go back and forth, then all of a sudden like when it's like a pin or a cover or something, whatever, then Io would all of a sudden come back in and start fighting, and then it'd be something where Io gets taken out or Io does some kind of big spot. So Io overall, even though she did big spots, didn't really do a whole lot in that triple threat. It was mostly
yeah.
Mercedes and Tony.
But she kind of stole the win, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I
Then
don't
again,
know.
that's Demo's favorite, so
You said you like Io Shirai, so
I like Io Shirai, but
I don't know why you
I
being
like
two faced
freaking
right now.
Mercedes. Well, I'm not no, but I like Io Shirai, but I like Mercedes Martinez better. And they sit there and messed up freaking Mercedes Martinez's push. How was Mercedes Martinez? I thought they already messed her up with the freaking retribution crap. And then they brought her back, so I was like, okay, they could actually push her.
Oh yeah,
But
she was in
no.
Retribution too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they spared her. And then you know what Paul Levesque did? Trips. You know what he did? He ruined it. He ruined the second chance.
So I'm curious if it's going to lead to Io versus Tony Storm, or if they're going to do another triple threat, or like I don't know what's going to happen.
Why would they do another triple threat? They've already ruined Mercedes Martinez's credibility.
Well, you know how WWE is with rematches, so I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, that was Takeover Vengeance Day, or what should have been Takeover Valentine's Day. But
Or St. Valentine's Day Massacre was my pick.
at the end of it all, what would you rate this show? Was it a good show in your opinion?
It was a 3 out of 5 star show. There was 2 stars taken off for the Mercedes crap that they did and the freaking Kushida and
You
Johnny
know,
match. But
I'd
besides
say
that,
about the same. I really didn't care for the. Obviously, I didn't watch the first match, but I really didn't care for Johnny Gargano versus Kushida. It just kind of felt flat for me. Uh, I honestly think that was probably the worst match on the show, if I'm being honest.
yeah,
Then the tag team match was good. Obviously, Finn versus Pete Dunne was the best match. Um, then the
honestly, I
honestly
think the tag and the Finn and Pete was probably tied for me.
I didn't watch the first match, so I don't know if it was better than the women's triple threat, but I'd say the women's triple threat was probably the second worst match on this show.
Yeah, it was definitely. I
Uh,
actually was a little bit hyped for. I mean, I didn't like one of the teams in the first match, but it was actually pretty hype.
so I'd say I'd go the same, about a 3 out of 5. Um, this was absolutely nowhere close to their best takeover, absolutely not. But
No,
it was certainly better than No Surrender or Hard to Kill or
yeah,
Beach Break.
but you can't say that because a episode of freaking Clifford is better than god dang No Surrender or Hard to Kill or god dang Beach Break. So
I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe AEW Revolution will be better, or the Elimination Chamber.
yeah, we got the next reviews we have is the Elimination Chamber, AEW Revolution, Fastlane, and then the 2 nights of Mania. So
Yeah, and then after Mania, we're probably just gonna stop doing reviews for a while. We might do SummerSlam. I don't know. We'll discuss it when we get to that
but
point. But
if we don't do SummerSlam, probably the next time we would be doing these reviews would probably be around the road to WrestleMania again, which is what I would
yeah,
say, or maybe like a. I mean, me and him have talked about doing like old classic reviews or something.
yeah. But right now, the schedule for the reviews is Elimination Chamber, AEW Revolution, and well, I guess we could throw Fastlane in there, and
I feel like
then
they need an extra thing since we're going to be gone with reviews and we're just
and
going to be
then
doing live commentaries and stuff.
Hey, if you want to throw an extra thing in there, Austin, I heard there's another little Impact pay-per-view coming up
No,
sometime soon.
no, no,
I don't remember what it's
no.
called, but
I don't give a crap what it's called. You know what it's called?
what?
It doesn't matter what it's called because we're not freaking watching it.
He said it doesn't matter what it's called.
I don't even know what it's called. You know why? Because I don't care.
Let's see what it is called if Impact posted it. Dang, I'm just curious now. Was it called Turning Point?
I don't freaking know.
Because the one they did last night was No Surrender. Because I know they announced it during Hard to Kill when we watched it. Let's see. Let me scroll. Their fucking page is hard to freaking look at.
And you want to watch another pay-per-view. I think their page is hard to look at.
You said to give the people something extra.
No! The people get only Fastlane extra. That's the only thing they get extra. If they want more, who cares?
I can't even find it now.
I'm all for the people, but when people say that, no.
He said no. Oh, it's called Impact Rebellion. It's Saturday,
Yeah,
April.
I'll lead a rebellion.
April
I'll lead a rebellion. A rebellion of people that don't want to watch that garbage.
Rebellion is on April 24th, so it's the same month as WrestleMania.
No.
So we can do Rebellion.
No.
What if Rebellion's 8 hours like WrestleMania?
No.
You telling me, Austin? You're telling me you don't want to watch 8 hours of Impact for Rebellion?
I don't want to watch 2 minutes of Impact.
I wonder what the time is for Impact Rebellion time. It says Impact Rebellion. Let's see. April 24th. It starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. More info.
No. No.
You're telling me you don't want to watch Impact after WrestleMania to see probably the main event has something to probably do with Kenny Omega or something?
Dude, you know what they're probably going to do? They're probably going to put Tommy Dreamer still in the main event. Be Tommy Dreamer and Kenny Omega for the freaking AEW title or something. I don't want to freaking see that.
Maybe they'll do a triple threat: Rich Swann versus Moose versus Kenny Omega, winner takes all.
No.
And then they'll do a freaking landmine death match: Sammy Callahan versus Tommy Dreamer. And then they'll have a freaking a wrestling figure match with Brian Myers, Matt Cardona, and Swoggle.
No.
And then maybe they'll have a freaking I don't know. Maybe they'll have a freaking bra and panties match with Jordan Grace and Kimberly. Who knows? Hey, if Tenille Dashwood was in that match, I'd be all for that match. Give me Tenille Dashwood and Deonna Purrazzo, and that I would take that.
Just in the goddamn.
Alright, so next time we will be doing Elimination Chamber, then Revolution, then WrestleMania, and then Rebellion. So look forward.
No, we will freaking not tell them that. It is not happening.
Look forward to all of our reviews coming up. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you all next time. And stay tuned for Rebellion.
No.
Why do you have such a problem with Rebellion?
Because I don't... You know why.
Austin was telling me it's his most hype show of the year.
No, I was not. I would rather watch paint dry.
Oh my god. You're telling me
I would rather watch my candle burn.
you're telling me you don't want to see a freaking bikini contest of Havoc and Kimberly?
Who would want to see that? Except for Zachary Wentz.
Oh, during the tag team match, we were talking about that, and because at the end, like at one point, Zachary Wentz was all mad in the match, and Austin was like, I bet that's how he acts when he goes home and has to deal with Kimberly."
I mean,
And he was like, "Poor
if
Zachary Wentz, poor Zachary Wentz." Oh my god, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching this review of Takeover Vengeance Day. We will see you all next time.
Peace.
Peace. And we're fucking watching Rebellion.